Welcome back to Planet Coaster. Today we are looking at one of Britain's much missed theme parks that is definitely in the hearts of many people. If you haven't figured it out from its aesthetic already, we are looking at Camelot theme park, which is located in Lancashire. That's of course within the United Kingdom. This theme park is made in Planet Coaster by Gregor Burns and Wingardium Leviosa, and you can find it in the description box below. Of course, as usual, if you can please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and my channel in general, and there is a series of videos I've done looking at recreations of real theme parks in Planet Coaster. Camelot is very unique in the UK theme park industry in that it was very heavily themed from the moment you entered. Based around the legend of Camelot, it's not something really we see in a lot of theme parks. I mean, if you think of our biggest theme parks, we've got Chesterton World Adventures, Thorpe Park, Alton Towers and Blackpool Pleasure Beach. These don't have the same grand theming that Camelot did. Now, if you want to hear about more of the history of Camelot, I recommend Expedition Theme Parks video, which you can look in the description box to have a look there, and it will go through the entire history of Camelot. This isn't your usual Planet Coaster walkthrough because this park, as we say, is abandoned and it's built off that aesthetic, and well, it's actually a proper fully fledged scenario that you are meant to sort of, build the park back up and help save it. So we're going to have a bit of a wander through the park itself, have a look and see what's available. So I'm going to start at the very edges here. So this is obviously the walls. You've got the detailed broken fences, which I think is hilarious and wonderful. We've got a little pond here. Obviously you've come through the main entrance here. Currently you don't go through the actual gates. I mean, these were locked off anyway because, it's an abandoned park. But you go through here, and this is sort of the first main section and the first coaster that's actually still available here. Now, I will point out that I never actually visited Camelot, unfortunately. I was from sort of a different area of England, which meant that it was quite far away from me. The only theme parks I ever really went to as a child was Legoland and Alton Towers I went to once, Blackpool Pleasure Beach on holiday, and I went to Thorpe Park with school. I won't go into that. It was just basically we had a school trip to Thorpe Park. It was very odd. But yeah, Camelot was somewhere that I did want to go, and then unfortunately it did shut down really by the time that I would have been able to go, which is a great shame. So let's start with the first coaster. This is Dragonflyer. Bizarrely, this was actually a diesel-powered roller coaster. It was one of only two in the world. The carts for which you can now find at Pleasureland Southport. But yeah, interesting. So I have tested this in the actual game itself. You can't actually run this at all because it's not actually a powered coaster model. So it will literally go down here, get about halfway up this hill and then run back down. I mean, as you'll sort of see later on, the rides are designed in this so that they look abandoned anyway. I mean, everything is. I mean, even this flag is. I mean, they've done a really good job of making it feel abandoned. I mean, obviously you've got the shops over there, you can see that they are abandoned. All these shop fronts are no longer sort of welcoming. There's graffiti on the walls as well, which I felt was quite a nice touch. It's just, it does feel very dilapidated. Oh. Okay. I didn't want to smell that. Yeah, it just looks very sad at the moment, doesn't it? Wow. Well, I mean, we're not going to ride that coaster, obviously, because it's long gone. I've not actually been up here before. Okay, it just sort of goes round. That's odd. Well, we are getting towards the second coaster. You can sort of see it over there in the background anyway. We will be looking at that one in more detail. So we've got the food court here. This is also all boarded up. Again, really, really nice attention to detail here. And wow, it just looks sad, as I say. I really wish I'd visited this park when it was open because it must have been very much a wonderful day out. Now we are getting to the legendary coaster that is Nightmare. Now Nightmare was a Schwarzkopf coaster that didn't have any inversions. It just had sort of very tight turns, not super steep drops, but they gave you a fair amount of speed. Obviously this part is the most sort of out there section, otherwise the actual footprint is relatively small. Now there is a clone of this at Grunlund in Sweden. It's actually in Stockholm, and I have been on that one and it's absolutely wonderful, so I'm very, very sad that I never got to ride on Nightmare at Camelot, because this would have just been absolutely beautiful. Because Jetline, if you don't know Grunland very well, it's a park where all the rides do intertwine with each other. It's not got a lot of space. Camelot, from what I've seen, this ride was just, it was sort of the star of the show, really. It was the biggest roller coaster they had there. Also, from what I've also seen, even the sort of station here is actually fairly accurate, to be perfectly honest. It didn't look like Camelot did much in the way of sort of grand station. The theme was the whole park. It wasn't sort of specific for any one zone in particular. And now these actual trains are not the correct trains in terms of what you'd get. Now, I don't mean sort of the motor model, obviously it just means that the ones you get on Nightmare are slightly different, as you can see here. Well, I don't see the point in delaying it any further. I definitely think we should have a ride on Nightmare. Well, I don't know whether or not they use sort of anyone else's model from the Scene Workshop, but that seemed pretty good. It felt nice. It's probably smoother than the actual Nightmare was, because I know Jetline isn't exactly the absolute smoothest either, but it felt really, really nice. Again, I'm very, very sad that this roller coaster started getting demolished in February 2020, because it's a shame. It would have been really good in pretty much any theme park. But hey ho, it is what it is. It's now gone. So I'm just going to bring up the map quickly here so you can see what else there should have been in this sort of vicinity. So from what I understand, sort of in the direction we're heading at the moment, there would have been Excalibur, which is a pendulum flat ride, and there was also a spinning coaster made by Mauro, which was called Whirlwind. Now we've got rid of the map, we can sort of have a look, and I believe that they would have been sort of here, from what I understand. So it would have been sort of here, for the whirlwind, and then right back there would have been Excalibur, or Excalibur 2 I think it was actually called. But look at that, the profile of that coaster is absolutely gorgeous. It just looks right, doesn't it? So as I said, this is a scenario and I will be going through and trying to bring Camelot back to its former glory. My goal really is to sort of start by bringing back all the rides that it had before, and after that I'll be expanding it and trying to keep it in theme. Now you'll notice that I have another series that as of when this one got uploaded that I'm doing, which is building a Jupiter park. The reason for that is to sort of try and help me build my skills, because I've never really done custom building before. I've always been someone who've used sort of workshop assets, which I don't think there's anything wrong with whatsoever. I've built some lovely stuff with that, and I've seen other people who have too, but it can be nice to just be able to build for yourself, and I'm hoping this will help me do that too, because I'm going to need to stick to the medieval theme, but I am also going to be using the Scene Workshop because there is absolutely amazing, beautiful stuff on there. So thank you so much for joining me on this trip out to Camelot, and as I say, this will be a series, so if you want to see how I end up developing Camelot, just stay tuned and subscribe to my channel, switch on the notifications, and you'll see as soon as I upload the first episode. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye!